Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4. We're playing as Genoa. We're going for a custom achievement. On this competition, we have to grab all of Africa for the India. All of India for the Master of India achievement. Somewhere over here. And we have to keep Genoa the most powerful trade node in the world until then. We had a decent 174 ducats in 1579, which I'm pretty sure is the highest I've ever seen in my own games, that is. I'm sure there are higher numbers of people out there, but this is pretty crazy. Look at these 111 ducats coming out of Ragusa. That's just cray. But it's pretty cool. I do dig it. Now, sure, we haven't done this in a while. Let's have a quick look at trade nodes comparison, sort by total, the other way around. And we're pretty good. Ragusa isn't bad, if you consider total. But most of that is outgoing. Is there a retained value here? No. I'm still gonna go by this list. But I didn't realize that a node that I was steering out of, mostly, you see there's more outgoing than incoming in Ragusa, would still be second on this list. So really what I would consider as the real value would be not even local. No, that's not right. That's not the difference. Is it the difference? Maybe it's the difference, actually. No, but it can't be, because we only have 21.12 local in Genoa. I don't know. Kinda the difference between local plus incoming minus outgoing, I think. But anyway, this list will do fine. Clearly no node that we're... Well, not necessarily clearly. But we're going to try that no node that we're steering from is actually bigger than the node that we're steering to anyway. The only node that has any chance for Ragusa, because most of the money we're going to steer to ourselves is going to be in Ragusa. But yeah, the real number I should be going for is this one here, right? Trade value in node. Nothing. A lot. And we could like a crap ton more. Alright, we also have a bunch of other rules, of course, but you know about that, and if you don't, you can find the rules in the video description or the first video, which I would recommend you watch, and then you watch the second, the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. That's the one that comes after the fourth, and so on and so on. So anyway, let's go playing. We have a war to declare very soon. Not quite now, unfortunately. Would have been a nice jump in there. April 1581, we're going to declare on the Serbs. Serbs? No, the Persians. The Serbs are the people I also wanted to talk about, because they have a bunch of cores on Austria, which I kind of forgot. I didn't forget it, but I didn't really think about it when I talked about aggressive expansion and attacking the Austrians. Because the Austrians are currently losing a war, and not just any war, it's the League War, and they're losing. And I'm somewhat tempted to jump on that chance. But if we do, then we need to be able to take a bunch of land. And I was looking at aggressive expansion and saying that that's not a great idea, because Europe already doesn't like us much. But for one, it already reduced itself a bit, and for another, core return is very, very cheap. So that might still be a thing we want to go for. Now, I think, yeah. I'm wondering if I have a diplomat to check on that war for us. And I do. I'm just going to grab the guy from Rome, come home and check what a war against the Austrians would look like. So right now it would bring in the whole league. I like that it's all these people plus silly. That's very useful. So we're certainly not going to declare the war while the league war is going on. But we should definitely have a look at how Austria is doing after the League War. And if they're nice to us, then they'll be busy with the League War for a while. And we can just beat up the Persians and then come back. Let's improve with the Pope again. And pass some time until we can attack the Persians, shall we? Or something else happens, which might be the case first. We're drilling, which is nice. Right, I was looking at buying another set of mercs. And then I realized that my force limit I was looking at was incorrect. So before we buy another set of mercs... Well, we have a lot of money. We could just buy mercs and be over force limit. But I'd rather have my quantity ideas completed. and get the 50% extra force limit and then buy a bunch of extra mercs. That seems good. Good chance of more spine construction, which is okay right now. And I absolutely don't care about foreign spy detection. Yeah, don't need the prestige. Grab this. I don't know which one I got. Doesn't tell me. We got the bonus. So that's cool. Faster spine network construction doesn't only mean that it's faster. I mean, in the first iteration it does. But if it's faster, it also means that there's less chance of getting caught. There's less time for getting caught. So that's pretty cool. Do I even need this spy network on Mazandaran? I do. But no, I don't. So let's come home. And that's Persia. Alright, that makes sense. Why is... This must be a trade league thing, right? That France keeps threatening my trade, my ally France. Or are they privateering me? There are no pirates here, are there? Oh no, there's some pirates here. But these are Portuguese pirates. Are there French pirates around here? I should have an opinion modifier of France, right? That says they're privateering me, I hate them. I think that's how that works. Maybe that's the easiest way to find out. No, I'm looking for Genoa, that's right. Genoa. Genoese opinion of France, blah 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 blah, corrupt ambassadors, nothing about privateering. So it must be some sort of trade republic thing. I guess I'll take the cash. Now what about this dip though? Probably development. Yeah, I could go for even more mercantilism, but right now development is probably nicer. Can't really do Sio and Lesbo. Could do Negroponte, which might still have the edict going. It does, so at least it's easy to do. You know me, I'm lazy. Spain routed me. Ah, that's not the greatest. I don't think we're routed to Spain, are we? No. It just makes them more likely that they join their friends, the Mamluks, in wars and stuff, and I really don't want that. I want to break up that unholy alliance there. Okay, enough spy network in the Neapolitans to make another claim. What would I claim though? I already have a claim on Sfax, which is the only really interesting province down here, I think. Except for maybe Tripoli. Ah, no, even Tripoli is boring. I mean, I want it with the 2% of trade, but it's only 6 development. This thing here is not in range. That would be a nice claim. And then over in Italy, we don't really have any things we can claim, because we already have a claim on Siena and nothing else is bordering. Not quite true. Over here we have Salento. Ah, but we don't care about this side of Italy. So we're talking like Calabria or Cosenza or Lucca here. It's pretty lame. Boring. A colleague of mine told me that I shouldn't be saying lame. And I guess I shouldn't. I hadn't really considered that as a potential slur, but I guess it is. So let's try not to say it. Now the reason we talked about it is because I was complaining about a similar use, or the use of a similar term in German. And I was against it, and he said, well, you do say lame in your videos a lot. And he's right. What do we do with our free diplomats? I don't like having free diplomats. I don't need more claims on the Austrians. I have some. I have all these Serbian cores. That's really not necessary. I have Naples going. Could make more claims on Milan again, just for, you know, future use. You never know. Mamluks could have more claims on them, certainly. Don't need them. Could have them. What about people around here? Persia, Mazandaran we have. QQ we do not have anymore. Wouldn't mind having some QQ in claims, especially Baghdad. So let's do that. And keep one diplomat for, you know, war declaration reasons. Well, Milan is the papal controller. That might mean that we get excommunicated. Don't like that idea. I'm pretty sure the Milanese don't like us much. Mamluks make claims on us. I mean, that's to be expected. Double check on that truce timer. April 81. We need... Forget how many months you need to fully recover morale. Let's assume it's 5. I think we're on the safe side there. So in like November or December, we want to stop drilling. Get ready for that war. How close are we getting to the 5%? Not at all. Okay. So the drill here really doesn't matter much. Sure, we get a tiny bit of bonus stuff from professionalism. We're not getting to the 5% for extra manpower. Unless we spend on buying generals. Influence on the traders, loss of influence on the guilds. And then a little bit of trade power for 3 years, which doesn't really matter. Or unrest and production efficiency. I guess the question is mainly, who do I want to have more power? I don't really want it to be the aristocrats, but they're not an option anyway. And I might want the aristocrats in power while we're at war. So we don't want to go over 43, but we won't. So either one is fine. I think I like the traders more, right? Global trade power. Seems good. Goodsbridge is also good. Let's go with the traders, whichever this is. This one. Here you go. And something. This one we can't, well, we might not be able to do. That's a lot of extra manpower. Local. Oh, local in Nassau. No, it doesn't matter at all. Never mind. So he would spend 30 points if we lose prestige. I assume that if we lose 10 on the aristocrats here, we actually drop below the traders, and we do quite heavily. It's probably fine. It's just 5% morale of armies, right? It's just that I'd much rather lose prestige than monarch points. Yeah. I can always spend monarch points to boost this back if absolutely necessary, and still cheaper. Dip though, still an issue. Let's spend some more dip on some development in Naxos, I suppose. Here you go. Sure. September, October. I think I'm going to do November just to make sure here, because truces can be a bit finicky. The game doesn't always end truces on the date that it says that it does. And I never know in which direction it tends to err. Now, how are we going to run that war against the Persians? We're going to fight Nogai, Fadl, Transo, and Hormuz. I think I said I want to ignore Nogai for a moment. Crush the Persians, and then maybe go north and beat up the Transoxianians while they sit on my forts. Seems fine. I also did say that I want to declare on Mazandaran at the same-ish time if I can. So probably wouldn't mind having you around extra Mazandaran. No, just not all of y'all. Just you. And you are attached, alright. You should still be suppressing while you can. And then fort-wise, what are we looking at? Fort level. Now we could try to cheese the AI, but they have fully maintained forts anyway. Baghdad is not part of this war, but it's not like we can rush any of these forts while they're mothballed. There's a chance that we can withdraw from the border and get something done, but that seems, well, at least cheesy and probably just not great. So we're going to siege down Elam and Tabriz. Maybe. Does it even make sense to go for Mazandaran? I think it does, just so we can crush the Mazandarani army. I don't care about the rest here. Taking control of this doesn't do anything. And there's forts in the way that stop us from just going to Sauri. But we can crush their whole army, and that seems like a good idea. And then we siege down, I think, Tabriz. get rid of the mountain fort as quickly as possible, and then we can carefully continue through here. And we won't be able to pass through. So the question is, where do I want army number 3? And who is army number 3? I mean, this is kind of a siege stack. So is this. This really isn't. Yeah, these mountains are gonna potentially be problematic if we come from 2 sides here. And especially for Tabriz, I really want the full amount of cannons. So I should probably have these mercenaries over here. And these guys can take over the suppression for now, because that doesn't actually cost morale. I'll be a bit underpowered here, but hopefully can make up for that very soon. And or run. I can always try to run. Yeah, I'll take that stability. 20 papal influence is nice and all, but it's not a stability. So... wait, didn't I see that you don't take attrition here? Clearly I saw incorrectly if I did see it. Let's reduce it to size. Like 27-ish. It's exactly 27, like a professional. And no, I didn't do the math. Just moved half the infantry and then moved half back and was like, that must be sort of in the ballpark. Alright, now from now on we really need to be on the ball, I suppose. Keep an eye on the pop-ups that are true sense. Because again, we can't trust this timer here. Not to the month. I will gain a diplomatic in Salkar's Valley on the Horde. Sure. Better than the other option. Not much better, but better. What's going on here? No, we're building buildings. We have tons of money. I like having... There we go. It is April. Nice. So I declare this war. Everybody's gonna come in. That's alright. I do think I call in the Muscovites. That's gonna take care of the Uzbek menace here. The Nogain menace, hopefully. Sure. Use allies where we have them. And then all of these. I don't think I want to make anybody co-belligerent. I think I maybe considered that. If I make you co-belligerent, that doesn't... No, that calls in QQ. I don't care about QQ, do I? Well, they do hate me a lot. But we also have a truce. So that's alright. If I make... What else do we have here? Nogai, Fadl, Transo, and Hormuz. This would call in Mazandaran and Fars. Which I don't really need to do, I don't think. But you're not allowed to Fars. No, just Fadl. Very different person. I could safely co-belligerent Hormuz. Because they don't have any extra allies. I don't know why I would. But I could. Any chance I take land out of Hormuz? I'm just not seeing it. And oh no, I don't want to call in Gujarat or Jharkhand. Alright, declare war on Persia. Yes, and I will call in Muscovy. Did I just call in Hormuz? Co-belligerent? We could consider vassalizing them if we felt crazy. It is free, right? Let's triple check. It is free. Persia, Transo. And this is Transo and Persia. Yes. Muscovy, Hormuz. Take, what is it? Amal or Sultaniye? So fort. Age-old question, do we take the mountain fort because we can defend it better? Or do we take... Nah, this is a province next to a fort. I'm going to take Amal. It's going to take longer to take. Take longer to take, yes. I actually meant what I said there. Surprising myself. Do I care about you? Not too much, I don't think. I completely lost my train of thought, as I do. So, that's fine. Let's double check that I can't declare war here, no. Within the first month. And yes, I could, hypothetically, have waited. Can I? Probably not, but maybe. Oh, I can. It's gonna be good. They're very low on morale here. I mean, they had mountains on their side, so we actually lost more than they did. But we did start crunching them immediately. Portugal using colonialism on the Netherlands. Okay. That's alright in my book. Now, it's May already. I'm on speed 4 and it's already May. No guy won't come in because they're already at war. Excellent. I'll take Lahijan as the war goal. They did move their troops away, so we're not really gonna get much out of this. Not in the first degree, I suppose. But that's alright. Let's start carpeting some Persians. It's just pretty good to keep hitting people while they're down. Do I rush a mall? Yeah, I think I do. Question is Kazvin or a mall, but I think a mall is more interesting here. Because it does allow me to siege down Sari in relative quick succession. You guys are a mercenary company, so I can't really do anything about your siege stack composition. It's fine. You are really a siege stack. You should be sieging down something. I guess it's alarm. And I totally might be extending too much here. Can I do this? No. I was pretty sure I wouldn't be able to walk through Sari, Amal. But with Sari being a fort and Golistan being a fort, I thought maybe there's a shot there. And I didn't want to throw it away. Cue the well, I don't think there's a real English word for it, actually. I was about to say earworms, but I've discussed this with native English speakers before. While some knew the word, I think the general consensus was that it's not an actual English word. Just maybe something that has been drifted in from German. It's the concept of having a tune stuck in your head. Well, the translation from German would be earworm. Which is kind of disgusting if you think about it. That's a lot of Persians, which is also kind of disgusting if you think about it. I think you run. Well, you're going to Haditha. No, I just stopped your siege, so yeah, let's run. Let's have you run as well. Make sure we condense our forces here, where possible. How's that Muscovy invasion of Nogai going? Swell. It's going swell. We don't know where the Nogaians are, but they probably can't stand up to the combined forces of the Muscovites. I don't know why I said combined. It's just the Muscovites. But that's still a lot of people, isn't it? We lost our admiral, that's alright. Ooh, and we finally get our expanded supply trains. Which in itself is not very interesting. Land attrition minus 10, but it's nice. It's nice. But I'm pretty sure it's multiplicative, not additive. So it's not as cool. But we now get our 50% land force limit modifier. And 2 new policies. At least one of which I know is great. The goods produced modifier. And we don't have a dip policy yet, so this is just free money. And then the question is, do we actually run... I guess I don't run yet, inspirational leaders, because we're not currently hiring a leader. But when we do, it's going to be very interesting. Or very good, that is. I'll probably be able to give up the trade control network. We don't really need all the merchants we have. Right, we're using them for very, very irrelevant trades. Right now. You guys please go and sit on some fort of mine or something. That would be swell. Swell, swell, swell. Keep going, keep going, keep rolling. Genoa, something. I mean, I took control of something that's good, but it wasn't a fort, so I don't super care. That's Transo and Hormuz. Starting to see numbers around here. I do like seeing these go west, though. It's kind of promising. Naples is no longer a valid rival. So after this war, we're going to have to find a new rival, and pretty good chance it's going to be Spain. Or Naples again. You know, we have had that up and down before. Really like to take Tiberias here. There's no guy. You should defend your homeland, no guy. What are you doing? I could probably already separate piece them out if I wanted to. And I could. Not like insanely or anything, but I could. How are you? Nah, you will hate me a lot after this war. Even if you don't have tons of AE right now. They still have more than it. Ooh, sorry for yelling. Still have more than they need for a coalition. But they would get much, much more. Not the biggest. Let's not sit here and die, shall we? And the reason I looked at that is not because I'm afraid that they coalition me now, but because I want people who have a high coalition potential, if you want to call it that, to be on a long truce timer. Yeah, no guy did try to snipe me there. They failed as they should. As they deserve. Now there's certainly arguments. We have tons of admin. That's kind of surprising. I mean, if I paid attention, it wouldn't be surprising, but clearly I didn't. What does that mean? What does tons of admin mean for me? I could buy a stab, but we had +2. I'm not going to buy a stab. I could build trading posts if I don't have them yet. But if I already have the one in Persia, I probably also have the one in Astrakhan, and I do. So it's not really. And I assume Aleppo as well? No. So I guess that's something I can spend some admin on. Do you want extra Aleppo? Probably, right? Yeah. Let's build this. And then I'm certainly going to spend some dip. Question do I also... I guess I also spend some admin on development. Because I don't really know where else to go with it. Soon we'll have uses for it, but not right now. Am I missing something? It's going to be tech soon. And there's going to be land to take soon. So these are two obvious spenders. I don't think we need to buy down any inflation, and we don't. It's kind of it, isn't it? Don't think I'm missing anything here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do a tiny bit of admin development in a place like Scio, so I can do more dip development there as well. Right? Clickety, 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 clickety. Something. Might be enough. We're not too far away from taking tech. Might not quite be enough. Either way, it'll be probably alright. And there's gonna be a lot of troops coalescing over here, and they are coming back-ish. Some of them are coming back. The Hormuzians are not. Are these 28 Nogayans? No, a bunch of Persians. Because we do really have the option of piecing out Nogai, and we probably should. Now, what do we piece them out for is really the question, isn't it? I mean, I could go for land. And Astrakhan itself is quite tempting. Wait, I have Astrakhan itself. No, I don't. The Horde does. But I did say Astrakhan. What did I... What was I on? Was it releasing? Oh, they can release Astrakhan. Yeah, I don't want to take land. We could take the land overseas. Well, over the Caspian Sea. But that doesn't seem particularly useful. Would it be island hopping if it's on a sea that you can't have boats on? We could go for a traditional, like, I don't know, do we do this or something? Or even this? No, we're not getting all of this, but I have a trader here, right? I have a trader in Astrakhan, I have a trader in Samarkand. So trade power transfer would be fine. It's only 50% trade power, but they can't really steer out of Astrakhan, I don't think. So if it's their home trade node. So this is probably fine. The real question is whether we want them to break the Treaty of Persia or something. Because if we do a shorter peace deal here, then we can come back earlier. I don't actually think I do. Can I end like a nice rivalry and have you still say yes? Oh, super close. So we don't need to do it immediately now, because there's not a battle coming up. So maybe you can have the Muscovites take Kongirot here. And then piece these guys out. Folks. People. Are you really not taking Kongirot, Muscovy? You're just, nah. Nah, that's not worth it. I just want one reason. I mean, length of war is going to tick down in a month. I think. I assume it's a yearly tick. I'm actually sure. Is it a monthly tick? Might be. Either way, this should enable us to piece them out. It does. And I think that's fine. We take how many troops out? 20,000 troops out without having to do any fights. We free up these Muscovites. Yeah, they're going to have to walk home to get unblack flagged. But then they can come south. And there's a few Muscovites over here to help me. Seems fine. Let's get them out of here. And get that peace deal ticking, I suppose. Unclear whether that's a good thing. But hey. Meeting for themselves? Make sure? Yes. Get out. Yeah, there goes all our war score. But we also reduced the enemy numbers. And we should allow a bigger focus of our allies here. And they didn't even get black flag because clearly somebody in the coalition, in the alliance, still has military access there. So that's quite awesome. Quite awesome. You know what's also quite awesome? No, for me right now, it's quite awesome that I am at the end of this episode and I have to put a cut in here. And the reason it's awesome is not because I don't want to play the game, but because it has been a long day. I'm quite tired. And to be fair, it's alright that we're done. For today, of course. I'm very happy to return tomorrow, fresh and happy. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. If you have anything to say, then please do hit that like button. If you have anything to say, then please do hit that like button, sure. But then go into that comment section and talk to me. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you for watching and see you folks next time.